explaining the meaning of the condition. Start by the condition statement means what? Condition statement makes you to choose the program which statement to run. If you have two options or more than one options, for example, you can make the program run in different direction. Okay, for example, the program is supposed to be running this way. Okay, I'm just gonna use the pen and then write something here. So the program supposed to run like this. Okay, if you have options that you need to run either this statement or this statement, okay, then you can after that continue the program. So you have two options. Okay, now the conditional statement, maybe you will have more, but for now let's take two options. Now the conditional statement make you choose which statement to execute based on what? Based on the condition here. Based on what? Based on a condition right here. So this is why we call it condition statement. Okay, now we use Java booleans and Java expression because this value here in the condition has to have true value or false. Okay, so if it's false, go to this side. If it's true, for example, go to this side based on the condition value. The condition could be a comparison between two variables, could be an equation, could be anything. Okay, for example, here if we say integer a equal 4 and we say boolean b, we can say b equal. Now this is different statement. B is a boolean. Okay, b is a boolean is equal a equal 4. A equal 4 is return a condition. It's a statement that return. It's not a equal 4. It's a equal double equal. That means it's a condition statement. Okay, this condition will return true or false. It will compare a to 4. If a equal to 4, it will return true. If a not equal to 4, will return false. So a is 4. So that means 4 equal to 4, and that's correct. So the result will be what? True. And we use if statement. If b, then print system.out print it's true. If b is the same as saying if b equal true. Now we say that the condition is depending on true or false. So I'll just say if b is true, then we'll execute this statement. If b is not true, it will not execute this statement. Okay, it will skip to the program. All right, we'll skip to the next statement. Now let's clear that. Okay, so we can see the shortcut. Instead of writing a very, we can make it in a short statement, just like this. Okay, so we can use, for example, yeah, we can say that. Okay, let's we can write it this way: integer a equal 4. We don't need to have a boolean variable to put it there. We can just say directly if a equal 4, then print this statement. So here the condition is what? What's the condition? The condition here is what? The condition is a equal 4. Now the condition supposed to return either true or false. If it's false, it will, that's it, Allah. If it's true, then it will print what? It is true as a print statement. Okay, it will print it's true, and then we'll finish here. Okay, as you can see that if it's false, it will not execute this statement. It will not execute the statement. If it's false, then it will skip to the statement after that. we'll skip the statement here. If you have a statement after this block, this is a block, okay? The start of the block, if block. This is the start of if block. This is the end of if block. Now execute between anything between these two practices will be executed either one sentence or two sentences or more, okay, will be executed if the condition is true. This is the sample of if statement, simple if statement, okay. Now we can use if, we can use the switch. Let's know more about if statement, okay. Now we use if statement, okay, to make sure that, or to check the same, it's a conditional statement. Check a condition based on the condition value. If the condition is false, I will not execute the code. If the condition is true, I will execute the code, some code. This is an example. This is if syntax. If you give the condition here, the condition could be using equal, could use greater than or equal, less than or equal, could use greater than, could use less than. These are the things that can be used. Could use not. Remember not, which is the abstract not, and any of these can be used in the condition. Okay, we took an example, a equal 4. I could say a is less than 4. I could say a not equal 4. Okay, I could say a less than or equal 4. You can choose the condition that you want to put in the condition state. If the condition is true, this block will be executed. If the condition is true. If not, that condition will not be, that block will not be executed. This is an example. If 20 is greater than 11, of course 20 is greater than 11, it's true. So the result is true. Okay, then it will print 20. This statement will execute this code no matter what is inside this code. It's maybe a complete program. Another example, x equal 20, x, y equal 20. If x is greater than y, you can do it this way. Okay, so you can use variable, you can compare values directly together. This is a simple if statement. This is a very simple if statement. If the condition is true, execute the code. If the condition is not true, do not execute the code. I'll give you an example. Here, for example, we printed what? The work status. Okay, I could say like this, if what? If condition based on the working, if working equal, if working equal true, you could write if working equal true, or you just, you know, without equal true, because if it's working, then what? System.out.print working. I could just write it directly. Okay, I could just write it directly here. System.out.print employee status working. If it's true, okay, if it is true. All right, if it's true, now I could remove this one, make it as a comment. Okay, now if it's correct, now it will print employee status is correct, is working. Employee status working. Okay, if it's not, will nothing, will print nothing actually. So you can try that. I can say like this. I can enter anything like you know, employee number, name, and you can enter salary 0.4. I can enter the code, and the last thing is it working or not. If I print false or true, it will print the statement. Okay, you can see it is printing that statement this one here. Okay, if I run the program again and I put false, okay, if I put false, same thing. Okay, if I put false, false, it will not print anything because there's no code to print. See, did it print anything? Nothing. Okay, nothing printed compared to the if the condition is true. Now this is a very simple if statement that gives you the condition to execute the code or not. This is a very simple one. Okay, now let's take if else. Now if else has two options, either run this code or the other code. Let's demonstrate it in the here. So here, for example, I have if working system.out print else. Then I could, if it's one statement, you don't have to put this. Okay, if it's more than one statement, but try even to use it, even if it's one statement, use the block. Okay, to make sure that no error will happen. I could use it else to print what employee status or employee is on vacation. Okay, something like this. So here, if the condition is true, we'll print this statement. If the condition is not true, do something, print something. You should always use else. Okay, because you need to tell the user exactly what's happening. All right, so if else means if the condition is false, execute this. If not, then this. If you run the program, okay, you will get print anyway. I have to sorry, I have to save in the program. It's already ended. Let's run it. There's some errors. Where is the errors? Working in location something. Okay, all right. Okay. So anyway, I'll. This is for the program here. Something wrong here. Yeah, we have an extra. We have an. Okay. Delete that one. Why do we have an extra one? Did we close this one? This one is closed. Okay, this one is closed. This one for what? This one is an extra because we added it. I think this is it. So try to save it. See if it's running. Okay, the number is here. Go down. Number is 1. Name Amal. Let's change from Munder. Salary is 2000 and the code is 3. And if it's working, let's say false, then we say what? On employee is on vacation, because the condition is what? Is false. All right, now the same way, this is an example, integer time equal 20, for example. If time is less than 18, it will print good day. If else, it will print what? Good evening. You can use this in your website to see the time. For example, if it's in the morning before 12, you could say to the user who enter your website, good morning. If it's between 12 to 4, you can say good afternoon. If it's after 4, you can say good evening. All right, something like that. You can use it to do that. For example, we can use the commission rate. Remember that activity. If you're working on the sale, total sale is 1500, and if the total sale is less than 1000, I can give him commission what? 5%. If it's more than 1000, we'll give him 10%. Okay, so this is true. The condition is, what's the condition here? I can write it down here. So the condition is here, the if statement. The condition is sales, okay, is more than 1,000. If the sale is more than 1,000, this is the condition. Sorry about that. This is the condition. You have true or false. If it's true, okay, more than 1,000, I just make it the opposite, okay? If it's more than 1,000, you give it 10%. If it's less than 10,000, you give it 5%. So you either execute this or this, depend on the condition, if it's true or false. I'm sure this is easy for you. You already know that, but I just have to explain it again, okay? Now, this is for the if statement, all right? We can have if-else statement. If-else statement, I already gave you the short if. Now, before we go to the if-else, else, the nested if, I already gave you the short if. Remember the short if? Instead of writing this statement like this, if time is less than, then do this, else do this. I can do it in a short way like this. So result equal time is less than 18. Then if it's true, we'll print this one. If it is false, we'll go to this one. So I use the question mark and colon here. See them? This is called the short statement. We already used it in our program. Remember in this one here, we already used this one here to say if working is true, then print on duty. Okay? Else, print in vacation. We call this one short if statement. Okay? If you have if else, you can write it in a short statement like this. Okay? You can write it in a short statement, looks like this. Any if statement, you can convert it into one line short if statement. It is very easy. It's not that difficult. If you want to convert it, you can convert it. If not, you can keep it the same format or the same standard format for if. This is the short if. Okay, this is the short if. Now this is short if else. It's only work for if else. Okay. Now if you have nested if, now nested if is different. Nested if, you have more than one condition. If the first condition true, then do something. If it's false, you test other condition. Okay. For example, you can say if grade, for example, greater than or less than 60. Okay, I'm going to use less than 67. Okay, then print what? System.out.print to what? Failed, for example. This is the first condition. Else, I use if as well. Else, if another condition. Okay, so I use if after that. If grade less than 74 or 74, 74, then we give him what? C, for example, or we give him C, sorry. Then print what? C. Else, F, and so on. Condition like this. Okay, so the same thing here. You start with F. If the condition is true, then khalas. Okay, we run the statement. If the condition is false, we have to test another condition, condition number 2. And then if it's true, that's it. We finish. We're done. Else, go for what? Another condition, and so on. You can have like more than like 100 statement or 5 or 6, whatever. More than 3 if statement. The last one is normal else. Is normal else. It's basically the same as if else. It's the same as if else. If else. But instead, after else, we have another if. After else, we have another if. Okay? So if you have more than one option, 2 option, you have more than one option, then you can use nested if. Nested if is more like something. I'll give you something here, for example, code. Okay, if I have more than one option for working, I could make working. I could make working as an integer, for example. Let's say if I want to print the department name, okay, I have department code, for example, CS is one, IT, for example, code number 2, and business code is number 3, engineering code number 4. I want to print the department number, okay, code number 4. So if I want to print the department name here instead of code, uh, what is the department code? If I want to print it out, I don't want to print the code. I just want to print the department itself. Okay. Yes. Okay. I could remove this code from here. Take it. Cut. I'll just make it a comment. Okay. Let's make it a comment. So you won't lose it. I could do this. If give the condition department code equal 1. This is the first condition. Then what? Then I need to print what? I have to put this one so I will not be facing any problem. Then I will write what? System.print department copy. I can say that Control V. Okay, and I could print this one here actually, and I use a print, not println. I use print, and I close it like this. And here I just print the department name. For example, 1 is what? 1 is CS. Okay, so I can write here CS and close this. And I say here else if, okay, same condition, department code what equal to, then what? Then I will say depart do without T. If it's 2, then IT department. Then I could print what? Instead of CS, I could print Control V and print here what? C IT. I could use else again, else, and use F. Okay, we still have 2 options. Department code equal 3, then it will be business. Okay, so I'm just gonna have to type Control V and I will write what? Business. Okay, and we have one last options. Okay, where is 4. So I could say if else, sorry, I need to put else. Okay, if same condition, department code equal code, yes, equal to 4. All right, then I will print what? Engineering. I will print engineering. All right. Okay, engineering, for example. And so the last one else is no if. The last one is if he put number 5 or 6 or 7, I have to print to him what? Unknown, for example, department. In high department is unknown. I don't know this department. I only know CS, IT, business, and engineering. Okay, so this is for example in how to use if else. So if I run the program, okay, and I enter, for example, department, enter employee number 1, and I enter the employee name Muhammad, for example, Okay, this is Muhammad, and then I say enter. How much is the salary? How much do you want, Muhammad? 3,000 is enough for you. Okay. No, I have put, sorry. Right click. I have put wrong values. So one, Muhammad, and enter. Salary is 3,004, and then I say enter. What's the department code? If I choose department code number 4, it will print engineering. Okay, so if you let's say true, yeah, so you can see that it's print engineering here. Okay, if I put 1, it will print CS. If I put 2, print IT. Print. If I let's try to put it, for example, let's say sorry. Let's say we use, for example, Amal, and we'll say the salary is 200 Pesa is enough for you, Amal. Okay, and we'll say the department code is 2, for example. 2 here should print what? IT. 2 should print IT, and I'll say true here. So enter, and should print the department is IT. If I use another number more than more than this number 1, 2, 3, will go to else. It will go to else. So for example, okay, let's say Juhaina, for example, the salary is 1,506.6, and the department code I put 6. Okay, the 6 is not here. It's not 1, it's not 2, it's not 3, it's not 4. Okay, so it will print unknown department when you run it. And we'll say true here for the working status. If we print it, it will print what? Unknown department. So it will take the first one. If it's working, print the SCS and don't go for the rest. If the second one condition okay, then print this one and forget about it. If it's none of these true, go for the third one. If the third one true is okay. If the fourth one is true, okay. If none of them is a true, it will go to else. Print, execute the code inside the else. The last one should be else. The last one always should be else. Okay? I hope you understand exactly the if else statement and nested if. Any question about this? Any question about this?
No, Mister.
You have some, you already know this because it's easy for you, but I have to explain it anyway. This is an example. It shows you exactly the grades, for example, or vehicle, how many amount that should be give discount. If the class is A, discount will be, let's say how many F, okay? And you should have else always at the end. I didn't put it, but you should have else, okay? You should have else in order for your program not giving any error. So if none of these value is there, your program should react. Okay, this is for F statement. I'm gonna give you a clue about other things. Switch statement. Now, this is an example for if statement, okay, nested if statement. Suppose that you want to assign a commission rate based on the sales total. The commission rate, if the sale is more than 10,000 Omani Riyal, you give commission what? 5%. If the sale between 5,000 and 9,000, we have two values here, okay? We give 3.5. If the sale is, then we need to use if else, okay? Because how many conditions do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4 condition. 1, 2, 3, we have 4 condition, okay? And the commission is equal to 5% of the sale. The commission is 5% or 3, 4 or 2%. Under 1,000, there's no commission, 0. If the sale is less than 1,000, you will get no commission. Okay, so for example, you say if the total sale is more than 10,000, you say commission rate equal 5%. Very simple. If the total sale is more than 5,000, okay, commission rate is what? 35%. Okay, if the total sale is more than or equal to 10. Now here we have two conditions. Okay, what's the condition we use here? If the total sale
and
is what? Is
5,000
is greater than or equal 5,000,
and
and this is the first condition. How do you write and? And is like this. You can use single one, you can use double one. I prefer to use the double one. We will know the difference later on. Now, total, you repeat the same condition. Total is less than or equal what? 9, 9, 9, 9. Now, this condition should be where? Should be here. Okay? We use and. When you use and, that means what? You have to true and true. I already explained that before. You need to have true, true in order to get what? True. If one of them is false, the result will be what? False. The same thing here. This condition number 3, okay? Condition number 3 should be what? Should be the same thing here. Total is what? Anyone? Is greater than or equal 1,000
and
and
total
total
less than or equal
less than, because it's to 5. I can put less than 5,000. This is for 5,000, is it? Okay,
yes.
less than 5,000. Okay, if I want to use equal, I should mention the value. If I use equal, I have to mention the exact value, 4,999. If I don't use equal, I use less than, I just write 5,000, because less than means what? One, value. So this condition should be where? Should be here. Else, if it's not this or this, that means it's what? It's less than. So I use else to put condition. I could use if again, but this is the last option. So there's no other option. I could use the total sale. I could put it. That's fine. I mean, that should be okay. Okay, less than 1,000. Then do this. But if it's the last condition, then no need to put if. Just put else, and that will be satisfied. But if you put if, that should be and or. As I said, if you use and, okay, that means what? You have to have true and true, okay, in order to get what? True.
True.
If one of them false, your
False.
result would be what?
False.
False. For the or, it's different. The or, you need to have f. This is or. Okay, you need to have f. Okay, you can use one or you can use two. That's fine. You need to have f and f in order to get f. If any one of them is true, the result will be what? True.
F.
Here the opposite in and. If anyone is false, the result false. But in or, if the result one of them is true, the result will be true. This is an example on that. Okay, this is an example on that. For example, okay. Uh, for example, let's say here, yes, okay, the working, we can do it in like this. For example, in the ID salary, okay, and okay, we can working. Yeah, we can do it for the working. We can add, for example, here that okay, status. You can say integer status. Let's say st. Let's call it st only, and put semicolon. The status could be okay. Could be or let's say yeah. For example, rule. Okay. The rule could be if it's one, I always use integer and give it represented as a value. If it's one, that means he's a manager. Okay, for example. Okay, if it is two, that means he's a head of the section. Okay, if it's three, for example, that means he is what just a employee. Okay, normal employee. So when you do that, the salary, when you calculate the salary, try to print the salary. Okay, before you print the salary here, where is the printing of the salary? Right here, here. Where is the salary print? Okay, salary is here. Okay, for example, I could say if, okay, if for example rule equal 1 and salary okay is more than 10,000 or 1,000 real, okay, I could say this. Okay, I could say if rule equal 1, and so I could use 1 and that should, what's the error here? Illegal start, illegal, where is the semicolon? What is the semicolon? Okay, yeah, supposed to have semicolon. Supposed to have, okay. Anyone? What's the error here? Salary and rule. Rule has no value, so I can just give it the value here instead of enter it 1. If rule is equal to 1, then we can say, for example, okay, what we say, okay, we can say that the salary equal to salary plus 200. Okay, give it, if he's a boss, we can give him like 200 statement. Okay. Why? You know, these things has happened because if you do this, sometime it happen. It is just a problem we experience with that. I could just do this. If it's that, if it's appear, I could just do this and change it like this. That should be fine. That should work sometime. Okay, and I can use this, for example. If you face this problem, I can just copy and paste other codes, and that should work because this is something in the what is the problem here? Anyone can tell me what's the problem? Okay, this one should be. Oh yeah, we have to use, I think, this, this. Okay, yeah. Okay, so if you have two conditions, you have to put them inside because this one, as one condition, consider it. So it should be inside two brackets. So the salary is a small letter, I think. Salary is small letter. Yeah, and then I could say else if, for example, yeah, rule. I'm just gonna copy this one for the time. Copy and B, and then if the salary rule is 2 and the salary is more than 1,000, okay, less than 1,000, okay, then I could just give him something. Okay, I could say salary equals salary plus 100, something extra. Okay, and I could say else use the same if, change the rule. Okay, use the same if and change the rule. For example, if rule equal 3 and salary is distant, blah blah, then and salary is more than 1,000. Either can employee, if he's an employee and the salary is more than 1,000, then we have to reduce it, for example, like this, minus 100, for example. Okay, you can do this, else do nothing. If the salary, you can just do nothing. This is using and or. You can say or here. If you convert it to or, that means what? If you say or, that means a different condition. Okay, that one of them will be true, then the result will be true. If he's a rule 1 or his salary is more than 1,000, then you can have it. Okay, if one of the condition is satisfied, it will not go to the rest of the code. Okay, only execute one statement.